3, 2.
Hi, it is D. I'm here with another segment. Today is going to be an awesome one. It's an all men segment. We are Spoken Conscience. I'm here with Ben, and I have two special guests. If you want to introduce yourselves.
My name is Nathan.
I got your boy Eugene here today.
And today is going to be a fun day because we're going to pick these men's brain, females. So tune in. It's going to be crazy. So first question of the day. I just want to start off. How are you guys doing? How's your day going?
Pretty good, pretty good.
My day is going awesome.
It's a great day. Oh, okay. Nothing crazy happened today? Nothing want to share with your guests? No.
Nah, but it's gonna be a crazy weekend coming up.
Just rub it in, don't you?
Warming it up.
Just rub it in.
It's not too late to join. You know, I got Grill Fest coming up. With,
yeah. True.
With the party that's going on in Miami, so I'll let y'all know a little bit more about that in a minute.
Okay, let's just dive right in, ladies. I know you're ready for this. So, guys, what do you guys like in a woman?
Where we gonna start? Where we gonna go in row?
No, however you want to do this.
Anyone can take it.
Anyone can take it.
Anyone can take it.
What do you guys like in a woman? I know y'all know this.
So, outside of the physical aspect, just like that.
A woman, you see her, you like, oh my God.
See, it depends, like, because you got that first initial, which is always that attraction, or it's like, all right, you know, shorty for a couple of days. Like, what you mean by attraction?
No, just first time you've met her. What do you like in a female?
Oh, just goals. Just have some type of goals, some type of dream,
okay.
aspirations.
That's what's
doing
up.
something.
Before anything else, I like a natural woman, so that's the first.
Well, you
That's
know we
the
got to go deep
immediate.
into what natural means for that.
Yeah,
You know
what
I'm
does
saying?
natural
But,
mean?
you know, personally, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I love black women, so
Yes.
that's the first thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And a natural black woman just added to the equation. So that's my first reaction when I see a woman. I look, you know, for the natural type. So that's just me.
Gonna have to go a little bit more specific into that because you know females gonna take that natural and take it the wrong way. So we talking about natural in terms of appearance, their hair. What are we talking about when we say natural?
We're talking about appearance, hairstyle.
If we going off of
You know what I'm saying,
initial
so-
appearance, she got to have her feet done, natural
Wow,
body,
wow.
meaning that not heavy makeup. They can go. You know, I don't mind tracks as long as I don't see them. You know what I'm saying? If I see them, I'm like, you know, got something poking up there. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
no, but that's initial attraction. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Them toes got to look good though.
Wow.
Them feet got to-
Yeah.
they got- that lets me know how you take care of yourself.
So, do you guys believe in love at first sight?
There's no such thing.
I don't. You know what? I might have to disagree though. I might have to disagree because. I might have
To me,
disagree.
love is a process, so it can't be at first sight. So
I definitely think
Is this-
you can find someone very
Attractive
at
at first,
sight.
yes.
Love at first sight.
And I think that lover side and you may think that you might, but
Listen,
I think
it's
about
lust-
this
it's
is
lust at
lust,
first sight.
right. The
Yes,
fle-
yes.
It's the flesh that's taking
yeah,
over.
love
in that
itself is a
sense.
process which take time. Like you got to get to know someone. You know what I'm saying? You-
But there are times when you may see someone that's fresh, brand new, that you may say, this one could be a good one for you. But again, you're going based on a physical
Appearance,
look.
yeah.
Unless if you already heard something about that person beforehand, you might have heard something great about them. You're going on a physical appearance. So you might think, okay, yeah,
It's all
that could be
lust.
someone I could talk to, but that's all lust to me.
Yeah, it's all mind, mental. Yeah.
So, what are your turn-ons and turn-offs? Like, let's start off with the turn-ons. What is your turn-ons when it comes to females?
A confident woman, for one.
Okay.
A woman that's a believer in God, one that you know is very family oriented, because I'm very family oriented. But one that's a go getter themselves, one that can know what they want in life, but at the same time is not too bossy, is not too full of themselves,
It's not too manly.
not too manly, right? Which is this,
Which is
day
what
and age
which
of
is what
females,
society has come now. Women
Society
think
has
that they
become
have to
that.
be all manly and stuff to be in charge, which is the biggest problem that we we're dealing with right now when it comes to relationships. So, but go
Right.
ahead, I do agree with you. Yeah.
But let's not take when us men say that, we're not saying that we don't want that boss woman. There's nothing wrong with want to be that boss type. But we have the women that are now think, oh, I'm a boss. That means I don't need a guy for nothing, and that's not the case. I mean, we all need the opposite sex.
You know, it's crazy that we don't even know each other, and that topic, we all agree to it.
All right.
So, which mean that there's a major problem that we're dealing with right now that nobody wants to talk
There's
about.
been a
Because
major
this is my first time meeting these two gentlemen, and we all feel strongly about that particular topic. So that is something that needs to be said, that needs to talked about.
Right. Like
Yeah.
again, it goes back to with gender roles as well too. Like again, there's nothing wrong with a woman making home money. There's
Yes.
nothing wrong with a woman wanting to be a boss and be an entrepreneur and being an ambitious and whatnot. We're not telling you not to do that. But at the
It's
same
sexy
time,
to me.
It is
It's sexy, yeah.
But what's not sexy is you acting like a man now.
Yeah,
Because of that.
because of this idea of being a boss, that you have to be, I don't need a man, blah, 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 you know.
But what does
and
that mean though? Like to have, like to be a strong, basically a strong woman. That's how we. That's how what you just described
You
is
can
how
be
we
a strong,
see it.
independent woman, but that doesn't mean your feminine parts of you go
Just-
away too.
What does that mean? Like what
Meaning
feminine
that you
part?
have that person that you let yourself go with. You don't have to hold this jacket of who you are when you're out in society or what your job may be or carrying yourself for that both for men. And when you're home, you're at your weakness. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that you're around, the man that you have in your life he brings something different.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you make $200,000. If you look at yourself as a boss. When you in my house, I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying? So
You gotta be a king in your own
so
kingdom.
if you say I'm a queen and I want a king, then you have to respect the
Respect the
throne.
king.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, just because you bring the bacon, somehow you're supposed to be disrespectful, or somehow you're supposed to be strong-minded to a point where you can't even allow a conversation and understanding. So to me, like I said again, we all agree to it. This boss idea that I think that's what's killing relationship nowadays. Is because, us men trying to figure this shit out, because, in reality, before it wasn't that way. So now it's like, it's great to have a woman being successful. It's great to see your woman. Me personally, when I'm in a relationship, I want my woman to be doing good. I want her to be successful. But at the same time, I'm still the man. Like, don't ever let that goes over your head. You know what I'm saying? So, and
true.
we're all dealing with that idea. You know what I'm saying? And so,
And a lot of it too can deal with a woman's upbringing, whether her father was not around or whether she's been in a bad
That's the-
relationship with a male
bro,
too.
wait. Let me stop you for a second. Let me stop you for a second. Wait. Let me stop you.
Where it's coming from.
It's crazy, dude. Like, I don't even know this dude.
I'm telling you.
Dude, I'm telling you, one of the biggest thing I think the conversation that needs to be having is, you have a lot of black women that were raised in a family, especially in the Haitian culture, right? Raised in a family and seeing what happened in that scenario, and still hold grudge against their own father, and they don't want to deal with that issue.
Right.
So they trying to blame me. Like, listen, I'm not your father. I'm not the one that caused you to be angry because your mom had to cook all the time, and you feel like you don't have to cook anymore because you saw your mom doing it for your father, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm not gonna be a slave to a man. Listen, you can't have this mindset because of what happened to you or what you experienced in your relationship, and you can't bring it to the new relationship because, listen, I'm not your father.
What if the patterns are similar?
What is the pattern that are similar?
For example, you're
Okay.
in a relationship with a girl who's seen her father get cheated on, or who's seen her father not come
Okay.
home at night, or who's seen her father not present,
Okay.
and you're not, like, emotionally, females who are like that want that from a man, because to replace that, like, they would want a man to be there. Basically, this is how girls who are clingy are. Like, since my dad didn't give me affection, I want that from you, and you're not affectionate as much.
Yeah,
So-
but it's still not my
job
responsibility.
to repair what your father did.
Yeah, I can't repair.
Yeah, unison right now.
And that's what I'm saying. And a lot of times that anytime you have that conversation, they don't want to talk about it, because the minute you bring that up, it's like,
Yeah.
like, women want you to be
you're
emotional,
insulting
right?
who they
Women
feel
want you
they
to be emotional. The minute that you bring that emotional side out, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what I'm saying, like, something is wrong, and no one wants to face the reality. And I felt like
yeah,
we
true.
are dealing with it big time.
And
So-
again, to go back to, because of the ones who don't have the father around, those are the ones who grow up and thinking that they're independent, so they don't know how to let a man come in. And then you have the ones who had the father around, especially if we're talking about the Caribbean culture, who had the father around, and they're used to seeing their dad do everything in the household, take care of all the bills, but at the same time, you know how the older Haitian men can be. They have that slave mentality where if the man is
woman
making
has
all
to
the
do
money,
everything, yes.
they control everything that woman does.
Yeah.
So a lot of times the females that are growing up under that, because a majority of our families are like that. Like my dad was the same way.
Yeah.
He made all the money. He took care of everything. So whatever he
So
said,
she
my
cook,
mom
clean,
did.
do everything.
My mom
Yeah,
did the
yeah,
cooking,
yeah.
cleaning. Whatever my dad said to do, that's what she did.
Yeah.
So a lot of girls who grew up in that don't want that necessarily that same thing too. So they end up growing up saying, I don't want what my father was like. So they end up growing trying to be independent too.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to let a good man come in.
Yeah.
A lot of times they get into relationships with a man that they said they didn't want their dad or how their father was. They end up getting with a
Exactly,
man that was like their father
Yeah.
because it's what
Just-
they're used to.
It's always.
So
it's
you
always
get
that.
with a man that's
Self-consciously,
you
though.
self-consciously do it. You end
Yeah.
up getting with a guy that's very dominant, that's gonna spend his money on you, yes, but then he owns you because of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then when a good guy comes around who's willing to let you still do you, but still
You,
gonna
you
do
don't
right for his
care.
man, that's
No,
what-
normally they're gonna say you don't care.
That's the guy you gonna push away.
A lot of times they say, well, you know what I'm saying, because they so used to having a man control them, and all of a sudden they meet a guy that okay with them be themselves, and all of a sudden the guy doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't do certain things, you know, and that's one of the problems. I feel like, you know, this generation of women really needs to have those conversations.
True. That you just gave me my turn off. Like, but thank you. Thank you. No dominant females around here, you guys. So so that means what is the one thing that you attract in a female? Like you go to the club and you look across the hall and you see a female. What's the one thing that like probably catch your eye? Good weave, nice eyes, nails done.
I don't know about good weave. But,
Yeah,
you know,
He already said natural.
He
He made natural. very
not
clear.
that I have a problem with people that wear weaves or anything like that,
Exactly,
but
so I'm trying to
a
figure
good
out.
weave will not turn me on. It doesn't matter if it's Brazilian, if it's
Is it
if
actually
it, if
laid
it's
and laced? Like,
it doesn't
you
matter.
can't
It
even
doesn't
tell.
matter. If it doesn't matter if it's Brazilian. If it's what's the other ones? You know, it doesn't matter.
it
There's
doesn't
nothing
matter.
Better
attractive
go
to
put you
me.
some Cantu
Yeah,
and these
yeah.
girls
At least
dropping
if
in
you
there.
gonna have it, it better look nice. Like it,
I told you you can't
it-
be having it hanging out.
It can't be those frontals where that shit is showing, or if it's
like
sliding off
peeling
your
up.
head, or it smells
It's like a
bad.
removed tattoo.
Like
you know,
seriously, we
them
tired of
funny.
those
We tired of
frontals.
that.
Oh
man.
We
Y'all
are
not
tired of
doing
those
it for
frontals.
us.
Like, listen,
Y'all
you know what I'm
ain't doing
saying?
it for us.
You know, if there's a specific moment where you feel like, you know what,
Y'all
you got to do
listening?
this, and that's fine. But shit, man, god damn it, like this shit is like every day, man. Like you go to the club, man. Like you go to the club,
everywhere.
it's everywhere.
It's
Like
everywhere.
You
True.
might find like 2 or 3 natural girls. Everybody wearing frontals. Like,
Yeah.
don't do it for us. We don't like this shit. I know
not at
personally,
all.
I don't like this
Y'all
shit.
not
You want
listening?
to talk about turnoffs? That's
That's
one
a
of them.
turn off.
That's
Like a
one of
frontal
them.
is a turn off for me. Like
The tracks poking out.
Right.
even
Now, if
even
you out
I
there
can see
dancing,
your
getting your
natural
groove.
hair up under it.
listen, even if
No.
the track doesn't poked out, whatever the case may be, that frontal shit gotta go, bro.
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
really
real
against
shit.
the
Like
front. That's
gotta
a
go.
new. That ain't.
No.
Ain't not
we
one
don't
man like
just
it,
so
I'm
just
not
so the
sure
ladies
why y'all
know,
do
just
it.
so the
Please.
ladies know, on behalf of all
Please.
men,
Uh-huh.
we don't care about frontal. Like we really don't give a shit about that shit. Seriously, sorry if I'm cursing, but
It's
we
okay,
don't.
but-
We don't.
Ladies, are you guys listening? These men don't care about frontals.
No.
So you know these things cost $100 and something, like right? Like so.
I-
For y'all to say that right now.
I
it's
always
h-
date
it's-
girl with short hair, so I don't care.
So girls are like heart. I know they're gonna be heartbroken hearing.
And again, we get
First
that
thing
it's
they gonna
y'all
be like, he better be the
thing.
one paying for it.
We get that it's y'all thing, and you think us guys are hating when y'all ask us this genuinely.
Yeah.
And again, we
This
don't
is
have much say.
3
in that
different
sense.
dudes that never met each other. You know what I'm saying? And we all feel the same way about it. So.
If you are gonna wear it, whether
Yeah,
it's
make sure
frontals
it's
or
right.
weave or
One
tracks
time,
or whatever it is,
yeah.
Once in a
it gotta be
blue moon.
nice
If
and
you
it gotta
gotta
be
question
laid.
it, if you gotta walk out and question, should I? Just go ahead and take it out. Just go ahead and take
And
it.
then y'all friends ain't no better because they be the ones hyping y'all
girl,
up and
it's
telling y'all that
alright.
shit look good.
Oh
and
my
it
God!
don't.
You know they be in the bathroom. They be in the
Y'all
bathroom
friends
fixing
don't
this
care
shit.
about you.
Like
Oh my God,
Come
you
on,
guys.
if that thing's sliding before you even stepped in the club, you know it's a problem.
Wow.
But I'm gonna say this, right? With society, the way society define beauty, right? With the whole European aspect of beauty,
They messed it
a
up.
natural woman is one of the most beautiful person on this earth.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
That to me, every time I see a woman with her natural hair, and you know, it defined the whole idea of beauty. And it's like I admire a woman that, not that I have a problem with anybody that wear weaves or anything like that, but I admire a woman that stands alone, that doesn't mind not following that frontal idea of beauty nowadays.
True. That That makes sense. So now we're gonna get a little deeper, you guys.
Yeah.
These are questions that I kind of asked females because they want a perspective or get in your head, and I want to see if you guys have feelings because men are considered have no feelings, and you guys are heartless and especially Haitian men.
Another.
That's
bad
just
thing.
that's the
wrong.
craziest that's the
So wrong.
craziest thing I've heard when people say,
How?
"Man, Nick, you have no emotions."
Get
Like,
into the question. What's the exact?
We got to answer this individually because we're gonna be
Yes.
on the ride on this one right
yeah,
here.
Okay, the first one I want to get. Do you guys believe that female guys are more emotional or have more feelings than dudes? They just hide them though.
we was brought up to feel like not to have
Yeah, to
emotions.
not have and show
Since
those
as a boy,
emotions.
we was told not to cry. We was told all those emotions not to feel. So imagine you spend your whole life not able to do certain things. So that shit is built up. We do have, we are as emotional as females.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean that women have specific moments where they are extremely emotional based on their body, whatever they
True.
do. But at the same time, we are both two humans with feelings, emotions, and
is true.
experience. So we do have this. We do have emotions. We just it's harder for us to express it because we was brought up to think a certain way.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that we're not emotional.
Right. And as brought up as a man, to be either probably by your father or society has taught us that men can't show emotion because that makes us weak. But on top of that, when you have guys that do show it, you have females that make
It's fun of it.
fun of it, right?
Yeah.
So females acclaim all day that they want a guy to open up, they want a guy to be vulnerable. But then when you finally get that guy that does that, then you
Too
go turn around and
emotional.
put it in their face, or you bragging about it to your homegirls, or say your relationship didn't work out after that, and then
soft.
you going to talk shit about the guy and
True.
whatnot.
Or in the midst of the relationship.
Or in the midst
to
of the
talk.
relationship,
Especially
right.
on
He
social media.
cries.
They love to get on there and
He
ride
cries.
and question and put all these potential ideas that doesn't even exist.
Right. So what do you think that does to us when y'all do that?
Yeah.
Makes us don't have feeling.
Because in our actuality, we probably have more emotions because of the weight that we carry as black men. When we step outside of the house, we're immediately put in harm's way, no matter how you look at
Yes.
it. You know, and then on
Yeah.
top of that, we got to go work for a job to provide that we most likely don't want to be at, but we go. So, I guess that would turn and say, well, is a guy's emotions towards a woman based upon and the love that he shows by how hard he works? Because what if you don't know how to be passionate? What if you don't? But
True.
you do know how to provide. What if you learn how to be a hard worker and you provide and you're there? So yeah, I believe we have at times more emotions than a woman. But then again, I don't want to compare. I don't like comparing who has more emotions than others. But I do know the weight that a man does carry compared to a woman on a daily basis.
Right.
True.
And again, I don't think there's no proof of saying one or the other who has more emotions, but females do need to understand that men have emotions. We have just as much. We might not always share it the same way you do or as much, but we do have them. And it takes the right woman to be able to break that or forget us to open up to it. But at the same time, when we do that, you have to make us feel comfortable that it's okay for us to release.
To be vulnerable.
To be
Yeah.
vulnerable.
Without being questions about who we are. You being soft, you know.
But then again, a lot of men don't know how to express their emotions.
That is true.
That
Because
is
you
true.
can have them, but knowing how to put it in actual words
Or
and
actions.
explain to your partner without feeling that you're going to be belittled.
But that's also the woman's responsibility to balance that, because you already know coming into a relationship, you already know that we've been fucked up the way we were trained to have
Right.
emotions.
It goes back to
So
what we were
so
taught.
if you know that already, you know what I'm saying, you can't be like, oh man, you just have no emotion, blah 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 blah. Blah. Then you're not
Why
gonna
you so
get you're not
sensitive?
gonna
Why
get
you
that
always
part. Yeah,
crying?
why you always being soft? Like I need a man that is strong. A strong man doesn't mean, I always tell people, just because you cry does not make you soft.
Yeah.
Tears is part of just an emotions, not who define who you are. And I think women tend to associate, well, a lot of people tend to associate the two. Just because I cry, just because I have fear of certain things, somehow I'm not strong. And that's two different things. So
True. That is true. So, how big is communication within your relationship? How important
Everything.
that is?
everything.
Communication is huge.
Everything.
It is huge on,
There's some
on
men who
both
don't
ends.
know how to talk to females. Well, you can say, I'm talking to you, I'm having a conversation with you, but the way you proceed it, or like you being too blunt about it, can hurt a female's feelings. And what they hear is the negative part of the communication part. So it's the way how you communication. So it's like, how important is communication, and how do you guys try to go about that without hurting your girl's feelings or making her feel some type of way? Because we hold a lot of grudges and we listen to unnecessary things,
I think for
even though
for,
you're trying to make a point.
yeah, for men it's normally black and white.
Yeah.
right? I think women has the idea of they can have a conversation, and the conversation could be, it could be about this cup, and but it's not really about the cup, but it's about this drink, and we
Yeah.
don't want to pass that. If you want to talk about the cup, we will discuss the cup with you. But if you're trying to play it off like the conversation is not really about the cup, but you present us the cup, 95% of the time that conversation is not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because we tend to react based on the situation. If you say, "Hey Nate, what were you at 2 o'clock?" At 2 o'clock I was this way. But if you're trying to figure out if it was a 1:30 yesterday, I wasn't at the same place, then it's a whole different conversation. And I think women tend to like play my game. Yeah, women love to play my game
Whereas
and
we're
try to
very
test us. But
straightforward.
in reality, is we are the most straightforward people if you ask the right questions.
That's getting me confused. I'd be like, hold on,
Yeah.
was I there at 1:30?
If you ask, yeah, you making me wonder. Like, wait, was I at
And as soon as you
you
do
know,
that, like,
so-
you lying. You lying.
No, you-
then there's no longer a conversation, because to me, like I say, it is the most important thing in a relationship to be able to
Yeah.
communicate with your partner. But as how you approach the conversation really define at the end of the day if you guys can come to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? And women love to play tricky game with conversation. You know, let's talk about this cup, but it's not really about the cup, it's the bottled water. So now you're confusing me because you're talking about the cup and the bottle at the same time.
Yeah.
It'll
When
be
we
the
really
cup. It'd be the cup
we're
from
willing
2
to
weeks ago.
debate the cup with you. We was ready to debate the cup with you. We sit there like, it's about the cup. Let's talk about the cup. And then you talking about, well, it's not the cup, it's the bottled water. And then now it's like, what the hell? It's a whole different conversation. So that's pretty much what it is a lot of times in relationships. So.
Understandable.
Right. And then again, and I know we'll get to this when we get to the game piece of the segment, but
Yeah.
as far as in communicating, sometimes in general, guys are not great at communicating overall. But ways that females can help with that is be engaging. You know, find a way to engage him in the conversation. You know, ask him leading questions that he can
Clarify, yes.
that he can answer to, that he can clarify to, get him started on what he can respond to. Not just
Not accusing.
right, not
Yeah.
accusing,
Yeah.
but more of a conversational piece to where he can respond to, engaging questions on your end that is going to help him out to be able to open up to you. Because sometimes we're not able to just spit it out right away as quick as you
Yes.
guys want us to.
Because the women normally process that before they have the
Don't have time to
conversation
think
with
about
you.
it.
No, before they even have that conversation, they spend 3 days with that conversation that they had. So they only have a narrative of how
How
they
it took
want the
place, what
conversation to go.
happened.
So the minute the conversation doesn't go the way they
Right.
want it,
You don't
now
hear
you're
what you
want
want to hear right away. and then-
Exactly.
and
So
then and that pause that guys take that you think we're trying to come up with a lie, no, we really do be trying to process.
we're trying to figure out like what I thought we were talking about the cup.
We're
like,
not always
like,
lying.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not always lying. So
I mean, I'm
I
trying it. I'm
yeah.
not trying
So
it.
so I don't know if he has, but I do think at the end of the day, I do think that if that's your relationship,
Yeah.
that if you are in a relationship, right, conversation is important, and it cannot be like a tricky concept every time. It has to be if I'm your man, I'm your man. Then there's a reason why I'm your man. It cannot be you trying to trick me every time. We should be able to have a conversation. Baby, you know what? I don't agree to this. That's fine. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. But the minute you're trying to put a man on the corner,
Yeah.
he's gonna go in defense mode.
True.
And 95% of the time, you're not gonna get the result. And all of a sudden, we don't communicate, or we don't have emotions, or we just asshole, blah 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 blah, which is not even.
Just to let you know, heads up, when you guys do that, when you go into the defense mode, I'm like, automatically think you lying. Like, automatically we
Yeah.
But
feel
you
like,
put us on that corner though.
I get that
we
though.
don't see it
I
that
get
way.
that.
Once we're in that situation, we just like, just be straight up. Just tell us what it is. Like, and you probably are telling us what it is, but we're reading so much in between the lines that we can't understand.
So we're not talking about the cup anymore.
So how we can ways to fix things like that before, like if you're in a relationship and before it gets to arguing points, these are the things that should be discussed in a relationship
Before.
in general beforehand.
Yeah.
And this is something I had to learn too with my partner of how are we going to handle things when we get to a certain point or we get to a certain issue between us. And again, a lot of the time is demeanor. A lot of the time it's the tone that makes the argument or the discussion turn into an argument and more than what it is, just because if I raise my voice at you or because of how my body language may be or how I may come off to you.
Yeah.
But if you're in a calm state, these are things that you're discussing. How are we going to calmly respond to each other when we have an issue? How are we going to look at that issue as a couple and tackle that issue together versus from I started something, you're looking at me as a problem. No, the problem needs to be separate And
then
you two need to be a team.
Yeah.
To how you're gonna tackle that problem together.
Exactly.
These
We are a
things-
team.
We are a
Yeah.
team. No
If-
matter
yeah,
the
no
problem
matter
there
no
is.
matter the problem, we are a team, and if it's not being looked as a team,
Yeah.
because a lot of times women tend to associate the problem with us.
Yeah.
Like you asked me a question, where was I at 3:00 in the afternoon? I gotta think, where was I at 3:00?
True.
But normally, because I answered to you earlier, I was with Nathan
Yeah.
3:00, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, man, I was with Nathan, but I stopped by Pablo's house.
Yeah.
So now I gotta think about it. All of a sudden you throw a bomb, like you lying.
Yeah, I can't
All of a
straight
sudden,
face
yeah,
out.
all of a
Oh,
sudden,
hold on,
yeah.
I was at Pablo's. Oh, were you or were you?
Yeah,
not?
were you or exactly? So all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like you no longer looking at the problem, which was where were you at 3:00? Now you actually put me with the problem. I'm a liar.
Yeah.
So what normally happen is you just put me in that corner. So when that happened is I'm indefensible. I don't have to tell you where I was. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm done with this conversation. Da, da, da. But we could have easily be like, baby, I was with Pablo. I'm sorry I didn't tell you that, but I did talk to Pablo. Da, 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 da. If you understand that, then we have a conversation. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to go to sleep mad because because I was, and I'm like, dude, I was just with Pablo. I wasn't doing anything. Now you trying to make it something else, and all of a sudden it's like it's a whole different debate, and that's usually what happened in relationship. Is like people don't take the time to understand. Let's separate the problem, like he was saying. Let's separate the problem. We can agree to disagree, but let's separate the problem.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't. We just put it together, and then I'm a liar.
Yeah.
I lie a lot. That's all I do
But
my
that's
whole
the thing,
life.
though. You guys will have this conversation. I know you guys get fed up with the accusations that we give, and all that, and you just give up and be like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to argue with you. You know it's stupid, but we don't. So we just think you're just giving up because you're gonna keep
But
get
don't
caught
you
in a
know it's
lie.
stupid also? Don't you know? Don't you think about it? I'm just asking you a question. Don't you think really, whenever, let's say you have an argument with your partner, right?
Yeah.
Don't you go sit back and say,
I think it's a dumb argument.
man, that was a really dumb. Do you actually like call the person and say, you know what, baby, I'm sorry? Do you do that? Do you do that?
She do,
So-
but some of them don't even. That
that's
doesn't
what I'm
even
saying.
think in
Some
their
of them,
mind. It
some of
doesn't
them don't
click,
even.
like,
They
be
figure
so
out the
stuck.
answer in their mind, and
Because
it's
I know
Mhm.
tomorrow I'm gonna wake up with you, and I have to get over it one day. I might as well get over it today. Like that's just my mindset. I don't know about other females, but that's just me. I just need to get over it like right now.
So
Even
you
though
do
I know-
approach the situation and
Yeah.
apologize and say,
Yeah.
you know what, okay, that's good. And for the women that are listening, yeah, for the ladies, please, it's okay to say, you know what, baby, I was wrong. Like it's
Oh,
okay.
God, say that
You know
again.
how good
Say
that
that
feels.
again.
You know how
Say
you
that
know.
again.
Do you know how
Last
good?
week. We
Do you
talked
know?
about that last
Do you know how good that
that.
felt when a woman say, you know what, baby, you know what, I was wrong.
Oh, say that again.
You know, that makes us feel like, you know what, we can tell you one thing females don't understand is you guys have the most control, the most power when it comes to the relationship. If you know, listen to what
in a
I'm saying.
relationship, okay.
In a relationship, if you know which button to press when it comes to that control. It doesn't just because you got a control doesn't mean
Yeah.
that you're gonna put me in a corner.
Yeah.
But once you understand which button to press, you can tell us to tell you anything.
Just got to know how to do it. I remember telling my partner that, like, you don't.
Do you agree, Pablo?
Pose these questions around me.
You know exactly how. All you gotta
Right.
do is pull up.
That's what it is, you know. So yes.
True. We're gonna go into the commitment questions. It's gonna get real deep right now.
Like
So,
that.
how do you know when it's time to settle down?
Me personally, you know it yourself.
Where do you, what in your head are you like? Damn, I
It's
think
more than just in your head. It's
I'm ready to have kids. I'm ready to be married. I'm ready to.
when you find someone that makes you want to be.
What if you
better,
have it? What
you're
if you're
more than
in a
just for
relationship
yourself.
with someone, but you're not sure it's her, but you just have a revelation of yourself? Like, I think I want kids. I think I want to be
You shouldn't
married.
have kids then.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Like if it's something that like in that.
If it's
situation.
that person is not the right person,
Yeah,
you shouldn't even force it.
true.
Because you should. Honestly, that's one of the questions that I ask if I'm getting to know somebody to potentially date them. Yeah, I already asked them. I'm like, do you want, if they have kids, do you want more kids? If they don't have kids,
I only know I don't want more kids. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Wow, wow,
To,
wow,
to
wow.
me, you'll know when that person makes you feel complete. You know,
I don't.
That person makes you feel whole. That person makes
Yes.
you feel like you can't live without them. that person that you don't want to be without or you want to hear from all the time.
That's your partner.
Right,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
it's
Like,
also that person that you feel is going to push you, is going to support you, that's going to drive you to do better. You know,
Yeah.
that someone's going to add to value to your life,
Yeah.
not just coming in just
not
to
just
take-
good sex.
Right, and not just good sex, although it's important too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's a combination of things, and women tend to think that's all we're looking for. No, yeah, we guys tend to look at attraction. Of course, we want to be physically attracted. Of course, we want good in bed, but at the same time, we want someone that's going to make us better, that's going to push us, be supportive, not belittle us. Someone that's my best friend at the same time, but I can grow with.
Huge,
Right.
not belittle when you mad. You know, it's like you upset now. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I did this to you. Listen, I would leave your ass like in a minute.
I would leave
Like
your
I would
It's all about how
personally
they
leave.
approach
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's like, you know, I used to help you watch your kids. Motherfucker, I'm leaving your ass. Like you're not gonna bring whatever you did for me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people tend to use that as a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
to at the end of the day, you know, to me personally, when it comes to commitment, you know, as a man, you know very well when you are ready mentally, right? I do think every man go through that process when he's ready mentally. Does not take away the fact that we might still go outside and want to fuck somebody else. But I'm just being realistic. I'm just being realistic.
True.
It doesn't change. It doesn't take away the fact that I am ready to be a husband.
But what
Yeah.
about
I
those
think,
ones that
and
those
I think
guys
people
they're
tend,
ready?
yeah. I
But-
think.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
I think people tend to associate the fact that I still have, you know, desire to do something outside doesn't mean that I'm not ready. But that's a whole different conversation.
That
You know what I'm
is,
saying?
'cause
But
I need to- I
at the
don't understand
at the
that,
end of
though.
the
That's
day,
different to
because
me.
because naturally that's who we are by nature. Men are naturally hunters, and until women accept that, doesn't mean that I'm justifying the behavior.
Yeah.
But that's it. I didn't grow up to like I didn't train to be the way I am. If I was born, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was
He telling on us right now.
yeah, I'm just saying if I was born this way, right? Nobody trained me to have desire for more than one woman. No one taught me that. My father did not, my mother did not. So there's somehow it's in my DNA to feel the way I feel.
All right.
Right? Doesn't mean that I can't control that behavior.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it does not take away the fact that I'm a good man. And I think women tend to put all of those things together. Oh man, Nathan cheats, so he's not a good man. No, I'm a great man. I still have desire to do those things. Doesn't mean that I want to do it. But put me in a place where I don't have the desire to do it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to question me about everything and trying to catch me doing something, most likely I'm going to be fucking some chicks on top of you.
It's
Y'all listening live?
hopefully you meet that one that's going to make you not want
Wanna
to do
do
those
that.
things, of
Yes.
course. But I mean, the deeper conversation to go to this is that a lot of times most of us haven't had the proper example to grow up off of.
Yes.
In terms of how a man should be, and women too. We haven't had the proper example growing up on what a successful relationship looks
Most
like,
of us grew up
and
without
how
a
we should be
father.
as a man,
Yeah.
or how. Again, a lot of us know how to be a man because our fathers have raised us to do that part. But just because you're a man don't mean you're gonna make a successful husband. Don't mean you're gonna be a successful boyfriend. I had a girl tell me that. She told me I was a great friend, that I was supportive of her, but that I didn't know how to be a good boyfriend. And it took me a long time to understand that because, of course, that went straight into my ego.
Yeah.
But way after the relationship was over and I started to realize some of the things that I had did wrong in that relationship in terms of how to be supportive and how to be there for her, how to understand her needs, how to understand when she was upset and what I was supposed to do about it when she
Yeah.
was upset.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
A woman told me
one thing I
something
learned from my
similar.
dad.
Yeah.
One thing I learned from my dad, I saw him do this with my mom all the time. When she was upset, he would just turn the other cheek and walk away. Like, "Yeah, you get over that shit." That's how my dad used to treat my mom.
So
it's like
so a woman once told me that just because you have a penny and I need it and you give it to me does not mean that you help me. I didn't understand that part because
Yeah,
it's
I
still
do.
a penny,
Yeah.
right? So just because you think in your head you're a good man
Yeah.
and you there for me does not define that you are a husband for me, right? So when I was growing up, I could never understand. If I have one penny and I give it to you, my only penny that I give it to you, then it shouldn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah.
But in her mind, she'll look at it as
It's just
it's
a
still a penny.
right.
So what do I do with a penny? And that's from my ex-wife that told me that.
Yeah.
And and I couldn't understand the concept of why she used the penny. And she said, if you have a penny and you give it to me, and you have a penny, you give it to me, and you only have one penny, what do I do with this penny? And that was what she was trying to say is you might be a great guy, but you only just a great guy for yourself.
For yourself.
How do you balance the relationship? And there were a lot of things. She gave me an example, like, hey, I want to go to Walmart. At that time, when you say you want to go to Walmart, I'm like, have a good time, right? But in her mind, that was her quality time. She wanted me to be at Walmart with her. You know what I'm saying? So there were times where that's what I'm saying. There were times when she was watching TV. She was like, "Hey, I got this great movie. You should watch it with me." I'm like, "I'm not interested in the movie." but you have to understand, it goes back to how I was raised.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up in a family structure where husband and wife.
True.
So to me, those things, as long as the bills were paying, that I thought I was the best man.
Yeah.
In reality, I wasn't a good man or good father.
Go ahead and chime in, Pablo. Go ahead.
Off the mic right quick, but I'm just saying it depends on what.
No,
help
say it. Go ahead.
No,
No, it defines what help is, because to some people, like you said, I can give you $1 right now. To me, I'm helping you because you asked me for $1. But
Yeah.
to you, I'm not helping because you asked me for $1. It's like tomato. You know what I'm saying? It's what defines. See, one thing I learned, I can honestly say you and I almost on the same boat.
we have a lot of similarities. Yes,
Exactly.
that's why we argue all the
It's-
time.
it's-
Yes.
Women doesn't like to admit
Mhm.
when you're doing something for them.
That's true.
They don't.
I don't think it's a matter of they don't want to admit. I think that they can justify the thing that you're doing is not enough. So let me look at it that way, right? Sometimes we think that I'm gonna use the penny example. In my head, I thought by giving you my last penny was I was giving you everything. In her mind, it was just a penny, right? But here's the thing, though. Here's one of the greatest thing I had to learn is, I remember she used to tell me, "Hey, you think we're in a passenger car with you, but you left us in the trunk of the car." I could never understand this idea. I'm like, dude, I'm the husband. Yeah, I'm the husband at home. But the thing though, but looking at it from now, I look at it and she was exactly right. I wasn't a good husband. No, let me say this. I wasn't a good husband. I wasn't a good father. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought. No, let me give my opinion.
No, I can't. Let me stop you there for a second because this is on a personal level, though. I'm not going to sit here allow you to tell yourself that because as much as I know you, I know you're a good goddamn father.
Yes.
But don't let another person.
You probably had to get there though. Like you don't know that.
What? I've been through worse than him.
And sometimes you got to separate the two because he might have been a great father, but maybe it was the part.
But again, remember I was saying is what defines.
What defines it, and it's
You
different
see
for
what I'm saying?
everyone.
Because, hold on, Nathan.
it's-
Hold on.
Mhm.
You see,
Should I share my personal story here? Right?
well, of course, it's a good thing because
Yeah.
we look like
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
The crazy part is that when you say that in reality that you were not, when you're thinking that you were not a great father, no, you are a great father. She make you think that you're not. Wait. Then you becoming to start.
Females are
Let
good
me use
at
the
that.
word illusion, or there's another word for it. When you hallucinate, what's the word?
Hallucinated.
Or when you see things that's not there. Then you got to a point when reality almost hits you. It feels like now you are living in that realm. When she said you're not good enough.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Let me-
You're doubting. Wait, hold up, Nathan. I'm not gonna lie to tell you you're not. I'm gonna keep cutting you off every time.
Okay.
You start to go to that realm where you go to the door, you see a lady walking. Now you're asking yourself, should I open the door or should I not open the door?
Okay.
So now you start realizing that in that realm, that's not good enough. When you know in reality, you will worship the ground. You will in the
Yes.
walking.
But let me say this
see
though.
what I'm
Let me
saying?
say this though. I think that she was talking on her understanding of a relationship from her father and mother.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Probably
there
was
was,
raised in a
and that was,
household
and she
and
was
she
raised
saw
in a
that.
household with structure. Her father was the pastor. So there was a structure and understanding what a father's supposed to be. So if she was looking at it from that point, and I'm one of those people that don't have a problem accepting that I was wrong. You understand? Because that's how you grow. Because she cannot say I'm not a good father now.
No.
And no woman
That
can
probably
say I
helps you
can't.
and develop
Eh,
a better relationship with your kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So from looking at it from her perspective, it doesn't mean that I wasn't a good father.
Yeah.
It's just what a good father to her.
Yeah.
I wasn't that.
Okay.
You understand? So from looking at it from now, if I'm looking at the scenario, I don't think I was a good father. I was good father. My understanding of a good father, providing and all those things, is seeing on the computer while my kids playing.
Yeah.
You know,
See.
so
yeah.
that's not a good
Understandable.
father to her. You know what I'm saying? Good father might be playing with the kids instead of not
Interacting, yeah.
being in the
Right.
computer. So to me, I don't blame her for thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? I do
Yeah.
think that I've learned a lot from that relationship because it made me the father that I am today and
True.
the future husband that I am today.
That's what's up.
And
That's
sometimes
what's up.
there's a thin line with that too, because sometimes you could fail in a relationship, but then it could trickle to that I'm not a good father
The
too.
up, yeah,
No,
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
not the case.
Mhm.
And sometimes you can fail in a relationship and think that you're not a good man. Like I know I'm a good man. My family knows I'm a good man.
Yeah.
My friends know I'm a good man. But at the same time, my relationship didn't work, so now I start to question myself. Well, maybe I wasn't a good man, but I am still a good man. I just probably didn't
Good
I
man
didn't-
for
I wasn't
her.
good enough man for her, or the boyfriend qualities that she expected I wasn't given.
That part,
And I had
yes.
to later realize what that was.
Let's go to the dark side for a minute. It's just like you just sitting there having like a freaking 30 minutes to an hour great sex with a woman, right? And then you done it, and she come back and ask you for a second. And then once I get into an argument, shit, you no good anyway.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you might be thinking that you doing 30 minutes
That-
great sex, and it
that-
wasn't great
right.
sex for her.
But it probably it was good though. The flip side to what you
Yes.
just said, and that's us men can have that problem too. We let women make us think that we're not in that sense of what you just said. Because
But-
that sex probably was good that first 30 minutes. But that second time around where you're not giving it to her the way she wanted, now he's gonna turn around like
When
you're
she-
not
But I
doing it.
I do think it is our responsibility to make sure I understand if I go in the bedroom that I know what I can provide in the bedroom. So there's nothing you can say to no, you're not gonna say my sex wasn't good.
Right.
Maybe your your coochie wasn't good, but you're not gonna say my sex wasn't good.
Right.
I'm just saying because
Right.
at the end of the day, I think men, and I keep saying this, and I've said it on social media, men, we need to be able to be proud of who we are.
Yeah.
Okay. You know you're good man. It's okay to say it. Women hates when a man say I'm a good man. Wait till somebody tell you you're good. So everything else we can say, but the minute that we open our mouth and say I'm a good man, oh Nathan is arrogant. Nathan you think is
Right.
this. No, I'm a good man. Like I must say it. I'm a good man. You can define my past based on what I've done in the past, but shit, man, I'm a good man. You better be
Right.
lucky. You know what I'm saying? You'll find me because I'm a good man.
Yeah.
It's a real thin line in letting women make us feel like we're
We
not
not.
worthy or,
Yes.
or we're not good or at something when it's not the case. And we easily let women make us feel that way. Again, going back to an example of a relationship that I've been in, I was with someone where I provided her financially. I paid for bills when she was behind. I paid for her car note. I gave her money for whenever she wanted new hair or to buy clothes or whatever. So in my mind, I'm thinking I'm being a good guy.
Good guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Were y'all
But-
living together or separately?
No, we were separate.
They were
She was at my house the majority of the time, but we had our
Yeah.
own thing. But at the same time, like I was still providing all these other qualities. But then it took me a long time to realize like some of the things where she meant that I wasn't a good boyfriend, even though I was still providing all these things that she needed because she wouldn't have
Yeah.
survived without me. I helped her get through school. She wouldn't have got through school without me
Yeah.
either. But it's little in our mind, in guys' minds, we think it's little things, but in a woman's mind, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
But things like when we're upset in bed and she rolls over, she expects me to roll over to her too, and I don't. That's something like that will bother her.
That's me.
When
I'll
it comes
just go on the other side.
You know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
that.
We in bed, you gonna roll over.
Like,
You
you're
expect me
gonna go to
talk-
sleep
you
on that
expect- right,
side.
you gonna-
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But in a
Whoa,
woman's,
whoa,
it took me a
whoa.
long time to understand this though. When a woman does that, they expect you to roll over to and
Yeah.
cuddle them and make them,
Regardless
of
how
whatever
much
you
they
argue,
piss you off.
regardless of how
Yes,
much they
yes.
pissed you off or whatever the argument was, even if the
Yeah.
argument was their fault.
We expect you to be the bigger person.
You expect
bro.
us to be the bigger person. You expect us to
Yeah.
roll over and be a man and cuddle you. And
Sorry.
it took me a long
That's
time to
what it
understand
is.
that.
I can't be the big
When it comes to a
Some-
weekend,
Yeah, true.
when it comes to a weekend and planning something out and you don't plan something for the weekend or something like that, they'll take issues with that. It took me a long time to understand those little subtle things
Yeah.
as a boyfriend that I wasn't doing
You
that she
think
expected.
providing was
I
enough.
thought providing
But
and
I've
being
learned
there
that I've
for her,
read
I was
this
the
book,
man.
The 5 Love Languages,
Yeah.
and I think
Oh, I
every
love that book.
relationship should read that book
love
because
that
a lot of times that you might dealing with a woman that act of kindness or affection or time sharing or whatever the other 3 are. You might dealing with a woman that doesn't care about your gifts. They appreciate it, but the gift does not turn them on. What turn them on is washing the car. What turn them on is cleaning the house. So you might dealing with a woman that on that spectrum,
flowers
but
just
you
'cause.
thinking that just and you thinking that by bringing her a Chanel purse, that's gonna turn her on. Well, she might likes it, but
And
you
they
know what I'm
still
saying.
want those material
She
things.
still wants it, yeah. But there are each women has a love language. One of them is stronger than the other,
Yeah.
and I had to learn that find out exactly what type of woman you're dealing
Look at
with.
her
Some
closet.
some women might just be listen. You go put gas in her car, they make her wet the whole night instead of
Yeah.
you giving her Chanel purse. So it's understanding who you're dealing with and understand the love language, and that'll make the relationship better.
So with that being said, when you hear the word wife, how can you define it?
We're going to give this one to you, Eugene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Eugene. This is gonna be you, man. You
Yeah.
be quiet.
I was-
I've been
that's
sitting in
what
the
I'm
cut.
like-
I was like, I know they coming from.
Yeah, you
go
been
ahead.
quiet. Yeah.
When you hear the word wife,
Run.
right? What do you-
Say you run.
It's just a forever partnership, someone in which you're going to share those. I guess, because somebody said, well, does your wife have to share the same dreams and aspirations? No, because I'm hoping she's going to have her own.
Yes.
It's my job to be her supporter, because you know how they say, well, you guys grow together with your own independencies and then you bring it together. Well, sometimes in the society that we live in,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get deep on that. I gotta get comfortable with it.
It's your platform. Go ahead.
I gotta get comfortable. All right, so let me see. Let me go back here. I'm gonna go back.
When you see
I'm-
a female, when you hear the word wife, what do you think of?
One of my exes, the one that got away, that I felt that had everything that I needed. And yeah,
You only
so
feel
they
that
go
way
back.
because she got away, bro. It's okay.
Cause she went and got married.
Or did you go back?
Huh?
She went and got married.
I don't mean shit.
Okay, let the man answer the question.
elaborate.
Let the man answer.
Why
Let
did
him
I go back?
elaborate.
Because I didn't want to disrespect it that far. Like I knew she still had that love for me. It's crazy because when I reached back out to her years later,
Fun
she
Jack,
said, "Why
Eugene.
didn't you come?"
Then you just said you felt she was the one?
Yeah.
Then why didn't you follow your gut instinct, your heart instinct?
I was scared.
You gonna be a Wale and walk
I
into
was
the
scared.
mission?
So
And
let
in my pride also, I was like, "Oh, look at me." You know what I'm saying? Look what I do. I can go get someone else. But sometimes, as a man, that opportunity will pass you, but you have to take what you've lost to know what you're looking for.
True.
And so when I think of wife, I think of all the details of where I've messed up to go wrong, and to be with the same person that has been through some things. I can't be with no goody two shoes, somebody who hasn't been through the dirt, through the struggle, because they're not going to be appreciative of when we reach there, because we will reach there, because that is the reason you are going to be or are my wife. So I don't have one yet.
So, Ginger, what do you think of when you hear the word wife?
And see, there's a lot of ways we can go with this, because the minute you said that, I'm thinking of, are we talking in traditional terms? Are we talking in today's modern
Like
world?
your terms. Your
Okay.
terms.
So,
When you hear it.
Because with the way things are today, when I think of wife, I'm not thinking of someone who's going to come home, cook and clean, or expected to make money, but expected to do those things as well. But what I do think of is someone who is motherly, and someone who is loving, and hopefully she got that and obtained that from her mother. And hopefully her mother came from a successful background in terms of a wife too. But I think of a woman who is going to do her womanly duties, of course, but knowing that she's going to have a husband that's going to be there and support her too. It's not going to be all on her. It's not going to be all on her to take care of the kids. It's not going to be all on her to cook and clean. I honestly believe in partnership and being able to contribute to that part too. But I'm looking for someone who is going to come in, be loving, be my wife, be there for me, support me, has my back, do for me, but at the same time understand that she has someone behind her too and lifting her up and taking her there too. So it ultimately comes down to we're here, we're locked in, we're partners in this, that we're tackling on life together. You still have your dreams, I'm going to support you. I still have my dreams, you're going to support me. But at the same time, we're going to merge them too and become one. At the end of the day, we're looking to become one.
Nathan, what do you see? What do you feel when you hear the word wife?
And listen, he's been through it.
Yeah.
He's been through it.
My best friend.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing as someone that represent me. I've been I got married when I was a kid. I was young and got someone pregnant. And you gotta get married. To me, what I look for when I think of a wife, I look for someone that can be a partner, like someone that is you know, I'm closer to her than anybody else. So which means l'aime besoin fait tripotage, you know what I'm saying? I go to her. We talk about personal things and everything else. So to me, that's what I look for. Someone that knows who she is, that represent who she is, but at the same time respect me as a husband. So I don't look it for just anybody, but you know, the best way to put it is just my best friend.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. She gotta be the
your
best friend. Yes.
Yep.
My best friend, my freak.
Hey, listen, if she's
All
your
that.
best best friend, she'll be everything
She
else
will
that
be
you need.
everything else, right?
You know what I'm saying? And when she's your best friend, she'll be open to have, because I always tell every woman has a deep secret that she close it up because of your perceptions of what, you know, look at her. But if she's your best friend, then you're gonna know her deeper secret, and you know, she'll be as freaky as you want her to be, and she can be as holy as you want her to be, because she's your best friend. You know her on all categories.
Well,
you
when
know what
that's
I'm
your
saying?
wife, it's considered holy in the eyes of the Lord. So we good.
Nah, I don't need a holy wife.
No, you know.
Nah, I need a freaky wife.
Holy.
That's what I thought. I was like,
As long as she's holy.
Is she your best friend? She's gonna be that for
Yeah,
you.
she's gonna be
Yeah.
that.
She's
Yeah.
gonna be that for you, and willingly.
yeah, willing, yup,
Yes.
submissively.
Yes.
So in this position right now, as you see yourself, do you see yourself that you're ready to be in a committed relationship, like right now?
Yes.
Vento.
Yeah.
I'm definitely ready. I've been ready for quite a while, honestly. I've been in a relationship in about, what is 2020? I haven't been in a serious one in about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I spent the last couple of years just,
Traveling.
traveling. Of course, I travel a lot.
Traveling.
But you know, when you get out of a relationship, you spend that year of trying to understand what happened.
It needs
you try
to.
to,
Yeah,
you're
you need that.
get mad at that person, but then you get to a point where you let it go, and you realize what you might have did wrong on it. You own up to some things, and then you start get to a point where you're back to your normal self. You might go back to a little whole stage where you want to get out and party and mingle, see if you still got it. But then you get to a point where you just feel free, and you're relaxed, and you're focusing on yourself again, and you're trying new things. You might get that new job. You might get into a business. You're traveling like I do. But now it gets to a point, and again, I know age is a number, but you know we're up there now. I'm 31, going on 32 this year.
Ooh,
It's only but so much I can still be
88,
going
baby.
out. Right, 88.
We
It's
right
only
in
but
there.
so much I can be going out. Like I don't do club stuff as much, but I'm still more of a day party person. You know, something that's just chill now. But it's only but so much you can be doing that. So that's why I travel a lot now too, and I try to surround myself with like-minded individuals. But it get to a point where you realize like that you feel the time on you, and yes, you shouldn't be going based off no clock, because of course you don't want to force nothing because of it. Like I'm 31, that don't mean I need to go find someone now because I'm getting older. But at the same time, it's in the back of your head. So it's like I do feel like I'm at a point where I want to focus more so getting myself right with God, which I've been doing a lot of in the past year or so. So that's first, building my relationship with God. I've been focusing on my financials, because at the same time, the financials is one of the big reasons why relationships fail too. I want to make sure I'm secure on that. end, too.
99.9%
It's
of
a
the
big
time.
part of it. You know, I mean, we'll get more
We'll
deeper
get
into
more
that,
deeper.
but
That
I
can go again.
just want to make sure that I'm good on my end.
Yes.
And of course, that doesn't mean because I'm good on my end, I'm looking for someone who ain't got nothing going for themselves either. No, you got to have something to bring to the table too. And I'm not one of those people who are big on if I make more than you or you make more than me type of thing. As long as you got something going that you love, you're driven to do, I can care less what you make. But of course, once that got all together, and I feel like I'm in a good place now, I am looking to meet, and I am looking to date. But at the same time, I'm not gonna force it either. I want it to come naturally. Of course, I'm looking for that chemistry and that energy that comes right off the bat.
Amen.
I'm looking to build with someone. To not to get too far of intangible. A lot of the reasons our relationships do fail a lot too, besides the financial, besides the sex and whatnot, or besides being on the same page, is that I don't think we spend enough time getting to know each other.
True.
There is no
Doesn't
there's
exist.
no
That's what
time limit.
That's what I say.
There's
Best
no
friend.
time limit on when you need to be official. There's no time limit on when you need to propose. You shouldn't be getting married because you just got somebody knocked up, even though you should be practicing safe sex.
Or
That is something they've done.
because you want to take pictures for social media.
Right. These are things that needs to happen naturally and progress at its time how it's supposed to progress. Like we don't spend enough time getting to know each other.
They get married for the wedding nowadays.
Right, we're doing a lot of things for the wrong reasons. We're doing things for social media. We're doing things for pressure. We're doing things because society tells us to. We're doing things because our parents keep asking us when we're going to get grandkids. I get that all the time.
'Cause they get
We all
serious
Caribbean.
when-
Our
Right.
parents
So,
ask us
it's
all
like,
the time.
is there something wrong with you?
Right. You start to think
But
something's wrong with you. You ain't
if-
30, you ain't got no kids
yeah.
yet, you're not married. You get that stuff all the time, so you feel the pressure.
Yeah, if I were to answer that question, to me, I don't think you know when you're ready until you meet
Yeah.
the right person. I mean, sometimes we think, you know,
I agree with
you
that.
know, being alone sometimes can make us think that we are ready. Being single, not able to, you know, being in a relationship sometimes can make you think that you're ready, and then you force anything. I don't think anybody's ever ready until you met the right person.
Right.
So, which means you can go through a relationship thinking that, man, I'm ready for this, and then boom, you got in a relationship, and you know,
Right.
you wasn't ready. And like you was saying, I think it's necessary as a man, like you gotta be able to sit back and realize that what do you have to do? How do you better yourself for the next relationship? Not about jumping to the relationship, but being able to say, you know what, you know, I had a relationship where it didn't work out, whatever the case,
Working on
whatever the
ourselves
reason.
first.
Let me work on myself, because I truly believe that me personally, you know, I like to work on myself. I like to build myself
And
the
not
way
for
I want
another
to.
person, work on
Not
yourself
but for
for
myself,
you.
exactly.
Right.
And it's the best thing you can do for yourself. And at the end of the day, once the right person come,
You'll know.
it's automatic.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Not forcing it, not looking for it. I'm not looking for anything, but once the right person come, it will be automatic.
Right, and to clarify, because I'm glad Nathan said that. That don't mean I'm out here looking for somebody right now to marry on a dime. It's just I'm putting myself in a position when it does come.
He'll
Okay.
come,
It'll
and I'll
come
be
and
ready.
I'll be ready
You'll be
for it,
ready.
right.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so to end this out, we're gonna put you females on game. On a little enlightenment of what men are expecting from us. So Ben is gonna take care of that.
Okay, so there's a list of things that we came up with, and I'm gonna let the guys chime in on this too, because you guys have it as well. But there's some things that we came up with that we feel as men, females should know of us guys. Maybe it might be some stereotypical things that females think of us that's not true, but there's some things that y'all need to know about how we feel and how things, the best ways to approach us. So number one, we said, learn to stroke a man's ego and know how to and why to do it.
Huge.
You know,
That's the key
and
now.
I'm gonna let
Huge.
you guys-
Wait,
I'm gonna let you
say that
guys-
again.
I'ma say it
Say-
one more
Ben, say
time.
that again. Say
And
that
I'ma let
again.
these two guys take care
Ben,
of
say
it.
that again. Say that again.
Learn to stroke a man's ego. Like
That's your
big.
man.
Yeah.
That's your man.
That's your
We have
man.
egos, yes.
Stroke
But
it.
if you,
Stroke it a little bit.
Do you know what that would do to us if we have a woman that's behind us that strokes our ego, that makes us feel high about ourselves?
empowering.
Imagine how much that can be in return for you.
Do you know how much in return you get for stroking one
Everything.
fucking ego? Like, do you know how much in
Put
return?
us on our high horse.
Like,
Yeah.
make us feel like we unstoppable. And guess what though? You get everything. You get everything from us.
I don't think females truly understand the benefit of that. Like I think you think that it's gonna be.
We got a big head.
We got a
You don't
big
want to
head.
lamb to
No.
get a big head. No,
There's
if I
so
make
many
you bust a
benefits.
couple
You want
nuts,
your man-
if I
you want
make
your man
wait,
to have
if
a
I
big
make
head.
you
You
bust a
wanna make
couple
sure you
nuts,
give it to him.
if I make you bust a couple nuts, get outside and go get a drink and be like,
Yes.
baby, god damn, the nuts was good.
moment we step
You're not
out-
making my head big. I only know I can make you stroke a couple nuts. But yeah, go ahead.
Man, listen, I wanted to keep going.
I know, right? We can have a whole conversation about this
I'm
one.
gonna add one more thing before we get to that next question. You stroke a man's ego. Think about how much that would be in turn for you, and how much that'll make a guy want to do everything for you when you make him feel high.
The podcast
Make
gonna be
your
more
guy
than an
feel
hour.
high.
Yeah, I know. We just trying to
All right.
keep going.
The highness clouds your vision.
Numbers, telling you.
Except for real, I don't see nothing else.
Number two, and this is not something that has to happen constant, because I think women go through this whole issue about how they're not supposed to pursue men and how it's supposed to be made this way, that guys always have to pursue a woman. So number two is men like to be pursued from time to time. Doesn't mean all the time. Men like to be shown interest in too. So I'm gonna let you guys take care of that.
There's nothing more empowering than knowing that a woman wants you.
Not just your dick.
Yeah, not just
Wants
yeah,
you.
wants you.
You see us from
Like
across.
you'll be like, my
away
God,
in the
that
club.
businessman,
You know?
I love that about you. Not like, oh, Nate, you can, yes.
Yeah, go into the next one.
Okay. Number 3. Well, this belongs in the bedroom. But again,
Mm-hmm.
this is give random head, initiate sex sometimes too.
Yeah, it's true.
Listen,
Very true.
Wait, bro,
Give
like the
random head, initiate
sexiest
sex
thing,
sometimes.
the sexiest thing a woman can do and initiate sex. But like, baby, I'm horny. Let's go in the bedroom. Or let's like just go in the bathroom and put something sexy on and just come out and say, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
make me
normally
wants
I-
to know that you want me, not just me have to initiate everything.
But they gotta pay attention because sometimes they'll try to do that and it'll be at the exact wrong time.
At the wrong fucking time,
And they're
yeah.
like, oh, but you don't want it,
yeah,
and
but
you
but
get
some
mad at us,
but
like,
sometimes
hold on.
women do it.
I'm tired.
So women do it intentionally to distract from something else.
Yeah.
Don't do it
Don't
because
do it
I'm
as a
watching the
distraction.
game. That's when you want to distract
Right.
me.
Because you
Do it at
watch
the
the
most random time.
And-
We'll
and-
be sitting outside talking and be like, let me go inside, put something on, and just come outside.
Pull them inside.
and
pull
that's
the
so-
pants
and
down.
don't do it because you
Gobble.
made me mad.
Yeah,
or we
and
just
you
got
tryna
off
get
in an
me-
argument.
or you tryna give
or
me
you
a-
trying to get me to buy you something.
Listen,
What's
yeah,
wrong with
yeah.
apology
No,
pussy?
I hate favor sex.
That's not
What's wrong
that's
with
not
apology
bad
pussy?
either.
I hate favor sex.
That's not bad either,
Baby,
but
can I go to kiss and
don't
tell?
do it because you want
Suck your
something
dick.
or you want me to buy you something or
you
we
tryna-
got our argument.
Oh,
You do
because
that sometimes.
because you pissed me off and you trying to
Yeah.
like make it up. No,
Make it
I don't
up.
want
Yeah.
favor sex.
But
Nah.
when it's randoms, we in the kitchen, we just pass by each other. You cooking,
God
I'm
damn it!
cooking, and you just all of a sudden
went
pull my
like-
pants down.
God damn it! And you get
Next one.
the and you get the best sex. You know what I'm saying? So
Or,
yeah.
or we're in bed and I constantly have to pull your pants or I have to
no, like
spoon you for
no. Suck
You
my
wake
dick
me up
first.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
wake me
saying?
up in the middle of the
Let me
night.
wake up to you sucking my dick.
Or
you
you
know
wake
what I'm
me
saying?
up in the morning before I go to work.
You know.
Before I go to work.
Next
Man,
one. Yeah, let's
listen, ain't no next one. That is the one.
Yeah, wake up
You
morning.
listen, you
Oh
talking
my
about we only
God,
got
listen.
5 questions. We trying to go through all these.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm gonna skip that one, even though it's true.
That was good.
Number 4 is a real simple one
Yeah.
because females are always saying this too, and we joke about it. But be a man's peace.
Yeah.
Be a man peace. Don't stress them out. We have long.
Wait,
days, too.
wait. Say it again. Say it
Be
again.
a man's peace. I know we joke about that as
Yeah.
a cliche on social media and all that, but that shit
Be
is
my
real.
peace, baby.
Be his
like,
peace.
I'm not
First
coming
thing
here
is
to
like,
argue
how?
with your
How?
ass.
Don't stress
How we
him
gonna be-
out.
How we're gonna be? How they gonna? I know when I come home, sometimes because I deal with a lot of people. I bartend, so I deal with people constantly talk all day long. Sometimes I don't feel like coming home to the deepest conversation that's been on your mind all
Yeah,
day.
and that's one of the next ones.
And it's like you stayed up
need
since
to-
I
need
got
to
home
say
at
that,
4 o'clock
though.
in the morning.
Don't get an attitude, and we don't know this. Y'all need to say these things. Like,
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but you guys don't say none of those things.
No, it's
And
no,
expects
even
us
if we
and
do
expects
say
us
it,
to be
now it's
expects us
an
to be
issue.
magicians
Yeah.
to figure out what's
Yeah.
in your head. Like
And see,
You know?
that lends itself to the next one because one of the next things is when you both come home and you know how women tend to come home and they want to talk about their day and us guys have to listen. You guys want to talk about what happened at work. You want to talk about what happened with your girlfriends. You want to talk about drama and gossip, and we're not always trying to hear that. But then if we turn it down or if we say we ain't trying to hear that, then it's we're the bad guy for doing
Yeah.
it. But sometimes we want to feel that you care about our day, that a woman knows how to put her side of the day. It shouldn't always be the man that does that. Sometimes, even if I don't have much to say, the fact that you made me feel like you care about how my day went,
Yeah, that means a lot.
you know, you feel you
Yeah.
can see that I'm tense and I'm stressful, that you just want to hear all about me. And again, guys are not as great with communicating. That's where women have to step up and ask those questions that's going to get
yeah.
them to open up. Come rub my shoulders. Come rub my dick with my head. Even if I got nothing to say,
come rub my dick. You fucking nerd. Just go ahead.
And even if
you
a
know?
guy has nothing to say, sit there in silence with him.
yeah.
that's what it means.
Sometimes that's all we need.
Because at the end of the day, you are the closest person to me. You are my woman. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? Therefore, you're supposed to be my peace. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Be my peace. You know what I'm saying? So can I just say one last thing?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I want to say one last
We're gonna
thing.
keep this thing going.
We got
Yeah,
5 minutes.
and I
Come
will
on
say
now.
this, and I will say this, and I will say this again. Women, if you're listening, a relationship is between 2 people,
Sure.
not your
Not us
girlfriend,
and your friends.
not your best friend, and your men.
Keep us out of that.
Okay? If you in a relationship, keep your friends out of your fucking relationship.
He might, and then you also will be judged by the company that you keep.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
If you
If
in
you
a
run around with a bunch of
relationship with
single
me,
girls that I know out
and
here,
your girlfriends doesn't
man.
like me because they think Nathan is a bad person.
But they be the main hoes. though.
First of all, you don't need those friends because misery love.
ass women.
Let me say this: misery love fucking
Miserable ass
company.
women.
and when
Okay.
your man tell you,
That
be like,
don't- your
girl,
own
And
friends
they
wanna see you
listen,
happy.
they have the best advice,
always.
but they can't even keep a fucking
Single
man.
ones that can't keep a man got the
At
best
all.
advice.
They ass lonely
Can't
as
keep a
hell.
man got the
They
best
be like,
advice.
How they
oh,
do us,
listen,
dog.
and I will say this again: a relationship is between two people. It's not your mother, not your father, not your cousin, not your best friend, not your sister. Doesn't mean that you cannot have conversation with your friends about your relationship, but make sure you keep your relationship safe.
And
The
also you
minute-
let your
yes.
friends know where
Yes.
they stand
The-
in your relationship.
Within your relationship, you can talk
That
about
your
your
relationship
relationship.
comes first.
Yes, you can talk about your relationship, but the minute that you open the gate to have negative conversation, then you no longer a
Negative opinion.
relationship.
Yeah.
Everybody has opinion. Oh, Nathan, oh my God, they were not telling me. I saw Nathan the other day. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this. He was listen. Ladies, please understand that
All
a
right.
relationship is between two people.
So the next one is, and this is another thing, because guys are expected to plan dates every weekend or
Yeah.
spontaneous dates and whatnot. But women, it is okay from time to time to treat your man.
Yes,
It is okay to do so. It is okay for you to plan
I
a
don't
Saturday
get it.
evening out.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for you to spoil him. It's okay for you to spend half of your check or all your check that you be wanting your man to do.
Yes.
And we don't even care for that.
No.
It's the thought.
It's
that
the
counts.
thought that counts. Yes.
Listen, you could plan something to the park, and my ass will be happy with that.
Yes.
You can take me to a Magic game. We suck. I will still be
Yeah,
happy.
I was
with
still the fact that
that.
you take me to the
fact that
game.
you
Yes,
have the thought to do it.
Yeah.
you will get good sex after that for thinking of
You gonna
us.
get good sense all
It's
the time.
okay
but,
to treat
you know,
y'all.
we might
It's
just
okay
do
to
it.
treat y'all
Extra.
men. I don't
Twist
know where
turn,
that
little-
stereotype
You know what I'm
came
saying? My
from.
tongue might end up in the wrong place if you take me to the Magic game.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
It's
So-
okay to treat your man. And again, this to me is the pressures of society and social media, because society and social media will tell you not to do those things.
Yeah.
It's crazy because y'all don't worry about men feeling bad for when we do all these great things for women and we get put on blast on social media. But let a girl get put on blast on social media for doing something for their man, and it's a big deal.
That they live in them
First
city
of all,
girls
shit on social
lifestyle
media to
right
begin with, but if it
don't know
does,
about that.
why are you worrying about how social media feels? If you want to do something nice for your man, do it.
Yeah.
Do
One
it.
one more advice: keep your social media out of your relationship.
Another thing.
That's another thing.
Everybody.
That's for everybody involved.
Let me say
That's-
this. Let me say
that's-
this. Whenever you post something on social media,
True.
you might think that you're talking to your friend, and sometimes your frustration might be okay to actually post it on social media, but you posted something on social media where there are people that are waiting.
Waiting.
They are waiting. Listen, they want your man. There's not that many good men out there. Let's put it out there. So if you have yourself a good man, there are certain criteria that he may not have, but you have yourself a good man. Don't post this shit when there's something bad in social media, because whatever you're doing is you're actually affecting your relationship, because you open the door for everybody to come in. Because the minute you post, oh man, I'm single, and I'm talking to Twin right now. You know what I'm saying? I am talking to the host right now. You know what I'm saying? and you know, since I was invited to the show, I'm gonna put it out. I am talking to the Twin right now. Listen.
That's how it goes.
Posting on social media you single is open the door to every single dude to come to your inbox, and every single
That's why I don't
females,
do that. That's
and
why I
every
post
single you don't do
the
that
little-
anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, but let me finish.
You're right,
Let me
'cause the
finish.
inbox be
Mhm.
like, wait,
Yes.
where you coming from?
Because
Like,
they waiting. They waiting.
Right.
They don't comment on when you say, "Oh, I'm chilling with my man." They don't care
No,
about
they
that.
Well, have you ever
don't.
noticed
But
how
the
many likes
minute
those
you
pictures
say,
get?
the minute you say,
They get the
the
least
minute you
amount of
say
likes
you
ever.
single, guess what?
We vote you.
You're
We
gonna
vote
get
you.
the 8 strangers, because we
vote you.
waiting. We waiting to
But
attack.
y'all purposely open the door.
Yeah,
though.
and you guys
Yeah,
open the
you
door.
wanted it.
Purposely open the door.
Subconsciously, I don't.
And that's
when
what
I
I'm saying,
see that, I just do it for him. for
But-
him
but-
to
but
like
that's the
see
thing,
like
though.
But
listen.
that's toxic.
No,
That's the
that's how
toxic.
you
That's
do, though.
toxic. That's
playing
very
the give back
toxic.
game right now.
That's the
playing
most. That's the
games
most
right there.
dangerous thing you can do to your
You want to
relationship.
show a man that, oh, I got an inbox
I got
for a nigga
inbox?
that I don't
Listen.
But
need
that's, I'm not going for the inbox.
But-
I'm going for him to be like, listen.
Yeah,
now.
listen, but let me say this to you.
toxic,
Let me say
though.
this to
But
you.
that
That
is
is the
toxic.
most toxic
That's
behavior you
toxic.
can have. If you
show
think
a
don't
by
do that no more. We
To
have
show a man you
if
got
you think
options.
if you think by posting that on social media
Yeah.
and you feel like he's
That's
supposed to
toxic
get
as
it, but
hell.
you have to understand
Yeah.
there's a
Player,
lot
ball
of
player,
there's a
player,
lot of
man.
women. There's a lot of women that
Toxic
just
as
waiting
hell.
for him to not be in that relationship too. The
Toxic.
same way you have a lot of men that's like waiting a stranger in your inbox. There's a lot of women that's like, oh, what happened? Oh my God, you guys were so good to each other. No, they just trying to knock on their door. Like you do not in your relationship.
But then on the other hand, now they got the man going through jump hoops and all, trying to get her back while she's entertaining and put
fuck
out the
that.
Yes.
entertainment of the
Go
conversation.
get
Like
that-
keep
go
your
get that-
door
go get that
closed
inbox
in
guy
your
your time.
relationship. Keep the
Understandable.
door
Go give that
closed.
inbox guy your time. Go
Yes.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't do
Cause
that no
I'm
more.
gonna tell you,
Keep
there
out.
are a guy in your inbox that's gonna tell you good morning for 2 years straight. He's only after one thing.
ahead. Right.
Once
He
he
just
get
wants
the
some
box.
pussy.
And
You
y'all
might
be
think it.
knowing that.
And the thing
Y'all
about
be
it, you
knowing
might be
that.
thinking,
That's
oh my
all he
God,
there
listen,
for.
they be like, oh my God, he's been consistent for
That's
2
all
years.
he there for.
That motherfucker just wants some pussy.
That's it.
Okay?
But y'all egos
And
big
y'all
as
be like,
hell.
oh my God, he's been
Because y'all
there
got
for 2
100
years.
inboxes. Y'all
You know?
egos big as hell.
Yeah, he does it for 2 years straight. Oh my God, what man does that?
see
A
why I wanna
motherfucker
air,
will spend
right?
5 years. A dude will spend 5 years in your inbox. Every morning, good morning,
All he need
beautiful,
is
for
one
5
chance.
years. All he needs is
chance.
one opportunity for
Reject
you to
me
reply.
99 times. That 100 time you gave me the chance, I'm in there.
Yes. And once I get that pussy, I'm done.
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
That's it.
And then you'll be like, oh man, he was persistent.
Be like,
He
wow,
was
there's no
persistent
more
for the
good
pussy.
mornings.
Say that again.
He was
That
persistent for the
part, I've
pussy.
heard that a million times. He's
He's persistent. You know, he's persistent for the
Y'all
pussy.
females listening?
Listen, so
Every day.
Uh,
Every day. And it's funny, I've heard stories. I've heard
Yeah,
stories
I
like that.
know.
Guys
He's
been in
persistent.
female inbox for years. They
persistent.
and
You
them
damn right he
motherfuckers
was
live.
That's, that's how
and
me,
they let
that's
into
how
their
me and my
wife.
dude got together for 9 years. We've been best friends.
They let into the. They,
Yo,
and by the way, you have a
While
good
you was
man.
talking to
No,
somebody
let me
all
put it
those
out
9
there.
years.
Let
While
no,
you was
let me
talking
put
to
it out
somebody all those
there.
9
Let me
years.
let me
She
put it
had
out there. Let me
old
put it out
niggas.
there. You got a good
She
fucking
had
man.
old niggas.
You got a good man.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it
Now I
again.
have a good dude. Now.
No, you
Now,
have
now that we're in our
no.
relationship,
You have a
now
good man.
that
Let me
we're
put it out there. You have a
We're
good
there.
man.
We're there now.
Yes.
We're there now.
I'm gonna
But
put
how
it
many
out.
bodies
You
did
see,
it
this
take?
is why I
That's
didn't
my
want to air
homie.
you
You got some
guys.
V-Day
This
balloons
is
y'all
why I
just-
didn't want to air.
Nah,
But to end
so-
ours, no.
Nah, we
no.
ain't in it.
Ain't
No.
over yet.
Because I gotta say this next one because I'm finna,
Okay,
I'm
say
finna
this
give
next
this,
one.
I'm
We
finna
gotta
give
go
this straight
down.
to Eugene.
This is.
So, but this goes right into it. So here's another thing. When we're talking about holidays,
True.
holidays and women thinking holidays are for them. So when we talk about Christmas, even Thanksgiving now, and then Valentine's Day that was just passed. So I'm gonna give it to the guys, and Eugene, you can start it off. How do we feel about women thinking holidays are for them? First of all, Christmas, we can go to the whole Jesus part if you want to, and
Yeah.
even if we don't go into that, Christmas is about family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how is it when it got to a relationship that women think it's a gift for them time?
Keep your socks.
Y'all
when we
bro.
get
see my
to when we
Valentine's.
get
Keep
to
your
Valentine's,
socks.
when we
Keep
get
your
to
socks,
Valentine's
bro.
Day, first of all, I don't even know if you did that for him or not.
I
don't know.
did.
Okay, I don't
That
know that
was
part.
like-
When I saw that shit, I thought he did it for you, but
No.
we'll get to that.
No.
We'll get to that. When we talk about Valentine's Day, and again, I saw a lot of women clowning guys because guys were complaining on social media, on Facebook and Instagram about how women are getting on men for complaining about Valentine's Day not being for them. And all of a sudden, we're the
We
bad
get
guy for saying it.
nothing. Father's Day,
Valentine's
nothing.
Day.
I go
Valentine's
out.
Day,
Every
nothing.
holidays,
Valentine's
I
Day.
make
What is the
sure
purpose of
he's
that?
Christmas, nothing.
It's
Nah.
to celebrate love, right?
Yes.
So why women didn't take that day as, oh, that's a day for me?
Nah, I don't see
So,
it that way.
Go ahead, Gene, take that over.
Take it home.
Why
15.
man, I hate Valentine's Day.
I hate that. I hate it too.
I'm not
Let
gonna
that be
lie.
on record.
Because it's like I show my love for you all the time. Now I have to take one specific day that everybody does to post it and do all this special things and spend money in an unnecessary time period for what? For what? To make one day out of the year to be like, oh well, I love you, I care, I'm here for you.
It depends on how you do.
I'm-
The
it
reason
all
why.
depends on some people, because
okay,
some people
I'm gonna
give
be
gifts.
the voice for the females. The reason why is that special days because some females deal with a dude. They don't give you flowers. They don't treat you once in a blue moon. And in that day, I'm expecting you to go all out. I ain't get it all year.
Well,
But
if
so
a
you
man
have to
has to
rely on
only
that.
go all that on
Thank you.
Valentine's Day,
Just
then
gonna
that
say
man
that.
is
That
not
ain't
the
the
man.
one.
That ain't the one.
Exactly.
Because to me, I'm gonna give a perfect example, right?
You
I
set
have
yourself up with
I have
that
a
one.
10-year-old daughter,
Yeah,
right?
you gotta teach her that.
And I teach her that every Valentine's, she get gifts, she get flowers, she get all of this. It's because I want her to grow up understanding that Valentine's Day, it is a special day. There's nothing wrong with celebrating, but she's supposed to be, it's a normal thing. My daughter still get flowers on a regular.
True.
It's not because of Valentine's. So if a man only do it for Valentine's, then he's not a romantic person, and that there needs to be a conversation within the relationship itself. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just for one person. It's not just for you. It's for us. Like, listen, do
for
something
both
nice.
of
Like,
you.
listen.
It's
like,
for both
take,
of
take
you.
me out to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For
Like,
both
oh, make
of
me
you.
some burgers
See,
or
y'all
something.
ain't
You know
had
what I'm
it
saying?
bad. I had
So,
the shortest
for
thing. My
both
last
of you.
girlfriend, her birthday was the day after Christmas. So it
my
was
my ex-wife, but day was Valentine's. The 15th was.
I had an
Uh,
ex hit me up 3 weeks before Valentine's. Now she's not talking to me right now after
'Cause you ain't getting
Valentine's.
the hey,
so
bro.
I think you can put 2 to 2 together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all smart.
Well,
y'all
I'll let you
smart.
go.
Yeah.
I'll let it
I
go.
ain't gonna
I'll
lie,
let
y'all
it go.
ain't gotta do that. I hit up just
I'll
like,
let it
hey,
go.
so
I'll let
you
it
know,
go.
we chilling today.
I'll
No,
let it
3
go.
weeks later, Valentine's Day.
I'm still hurt, but I let it go.
He said, I let it go.
I hope she listening.
You still hurt. You
I hope
still
she
hurt.
listening.
You still hurt. Hey, you still talking about it. You still hurt. You still
subliminal.
subliminal.
Segment.
Subliminal.
Who's
We got
feelings?
4 minutes. You got 2 more in there?
Yeah, you got one
got
more.
two-
And
no,
y'all
you
go.
got one
No,
more.
y'all got one more.
Yeah.
Y'all be going off, boy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but elaborate on that part though, because again, Nathan just said it. It is for the both of you. So again, you can take turns per year if you want, or
Yeah.
you both do something.
Yeah.
But it's not a day for me to just go out on you. Which is there's no problem with a man doing that. We're not saying that. But if it's just me going out on you every year and you're doing the minimum or nothing, or is the other big thing treating sex as a reward?
Listen,
Sex is
I don't
not
want
a
no.
reward.
I don't want.
Doesn't mean I don't want it.
Wait.
Doesn't mean I don't want
if
it.
you want to give me a award, bring another woman into the bedroom. That's another
There we go.
conversation.
Another way.
But I'm
The
just
sex is not a reward.
I'm just giving an example.
Been there.
I'm
Yeah,
giving an
but
example.
shit,
It's
if
not
you
a
giving out
reward.
vagina, might as well give me two.
You
Like,
give me two. Like if you're giving out vagina,
Yes.
give me two. Like I might be in trouble. But let me say this though. Let me say this. At the end of the day, people need to understand a relationship is two of us that are in a relationship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you are the woman, and I'm supposed to treat you as my queen. But I am still your king. You
God,
cannot
say it
expect me to treat you as a
Say it
queen.
that was
and you
quote of the
just,
day, you guys.
You know
I
what I'm
heard
saying?
that.
Yeah, you cannot expect me to
Say
treat
it
you
again.
as my queen,
Say it
but you
again.
forgot the throne. Like if I'm treating you as my
Say it
queen,
again.
like respect the throne. Like I'm your king. Therefore, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I will wash your body. It's okay to wash my feet too, because I'm your king. So relationship is between two people. If your goal is to cherish that relationship, then that should be the focus. Then if my man is Valentine's Day, my man go all out for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all out for my man because that's your man. But
Right.
I want you to understand is there's not many good men out there.
There
So if
isn't.
you
It's
have a
not.
good man, right?
Rare.
Make sure that you protect him because there's another chick out there that's just waiting.
Waiting.
Because they
Waiting.
desperately
They see
want a
it.
good
They
man.
see it.
You
good
see
man.
it on
What's going
social
on?
media.
Right.
That's what I say. I'm like day of Valentine's. I'm like on Valentine's. I'm like, damn, all y'all single? Like, god
Yeah.
damn it! Like, I don't
Yeah,
see
I
nothing
saw
at
that. I
all.
didn't see nothing.
Exactly. So
Right.
therefore,
What the hell is that?
and I saw all the Christmas, pajama pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what happened
I
between
was like,
Christmas?
what?
What happened between Christmas and Valentine's? Because
man
I
says
saw,
it. Man
I
says
saw
it.
all the, I
Man
saw all
says
the
it.
PGA pictures.
Wait,
You know what I'm saying?
wait,
But I would
wait.
say this again, women,
Wait.
if you guys are listening, and thank you for the opportunity to come here, and it was great
Yeah,
meeting
yes,
with
sir,
those
yes, sir.
great fellas, and I'm glad that we was able to have this conversation.
Yes,
Understand
well
that
needed.
we wants to be loved as much as
Whole
you
lot of
wants to be loved.
Yes.
We
Yeah, I
have
appreciate
we
you.
have emotional issues as much as you have emotional issues. We have fatherless issues as much as you have fatherless issues.
Right.
We have distance issues as much as you do. So at the end of the day, if you're willing to be part of that relationship, I know that you expect us to give you 100. Give us 90 at least.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, we don't want to go outside. It's not like we want to go and do all crazy shit. But at the same time, if you put us in that position, 95% of the time we're gonna refer back to what makes us men. Is the fact that we're gonna go hunt for the next person. Not does not make us a bad person, but we're gonna hunt for the next person. So at the end of the day, if you are in a relationship, ladies, like, and you love that man, make it a priority to cherish that man.
True.
And 95% of the time, you'll get exactly everything that you want if that's the right man for you. Don't go out there raising a kid. and thinking that you're doing for the man. Because a man's supposed to motivate you to be better. In the same way, you gotta be his support system. I want to come home to know that, you know what, if I lay back, then I can lay my leg on a woman that actually love me and appreciate me. That's not gonna judge me. That's not gonna tell her friends about, I only gave her 2 minutes last night and you pissed off about dumb shit. I want to be able to go home to a woman that I know that woman loves me to a point where, you know what, I'm willing to do anything for her. And that's what every single one of us wants. Every single one of us wants that love and affection that you guys crave and desperately need because y'all didn't get it from your father and you feel like a man can give it to you. We can give it to you, but you got to be willing to give us at least a little bit.
He said, at least
that's my
slowly.
Yes, at least a little
Listen,
bit. Yes.
So to end it off, and this is one last one on game, and we don't have to elaborate to it. I'm just going to say it. So to piggyback off what Nathan just said, we want you to be loving.
Yes.
We want you to be supportive. We want you to be caring. We want you to motivate us. We want you to push us. We want you to push us to our potential without belittling us.
Yes.
Be there for us. Be our queens. Every man that is a king has a strong woman behind him. We all know that. But it's not just a cliche. It's real.
Yes.
We are there
be
for
our
each other.
queen. Be our queen. Like, seriously, be our queen. And not just like, oh my God, I'm not gonna, no, be our queen. Like, I'm your king. Like, it's okay to lay your head on our foot and be able to tell us it's okay. The same way we raised you. If you stick with us, I'm not saying for you to do everything for us, but it's okay. There's gonna be moment of weakness. We gonna make decisions that's not great. We're gonna do things that's not good. But it's okay for us to be like, you know what? That's still my man. I don't care what anybody think of him. Do you know how much motivation that is when the world is judging me as being a person, and you be like, you know what, baby? I don't care what anybody think of you. I think of you as my man.
I got you.
Like, you push me in, like, you make me, like, I have like bulletproof vests to go outside. But if in the house, the first thing you do is belittle me, I don't want to come to the house. It's the minute that you start talking and be like, oh my God, I do this. I don't give a fuck what you do in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I can't pay the bills today, I'm not saying for you to take care of me. But it's okay to understand, baby, we're going to do this together.
Right.
Where do we find a job? Because right now I'm going to help you. Oh, you like to do flyers? This is what you do for a living? Don't worry, baby. I'm going to be out there passing those flyers with you. Guess what happened? I'll be in the office making flyers because my girl is out there pushing me. You understand?
Amen.
We don't want you to take care of us. We just want to know, as boys who was raised by our mothers, we just want to know that you care for us.
And you got
enough,
us.
that you got us.
Yeah.
And when we don't find that, we're not going to stay, because what about when we get older? Like, if you don't get us right now, like, you ready to leave because, I'm not doing this, then what about when I'm 70, 80 years old? Who's going to look out for me? So we think about those things at the end of the day. If any women listening, we're not hard. We're not hard like people think. We create that perception because we have to. Because the minute that we open up to that level, you call us weak, soft. Oh, you being soft, man. Why you? So we have to be that way.
Yeah.
But if you can tap that emotion out of us, then you got a husband.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So this is another segment of Spoken Conscience. We'll be back next Thursday. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Eugene, for coming in. And it was a fun segment. You guys basically put us in our place. Some people ain't gonna like it, but we here.
Thank you.
If all the singles out there, you know what I'm saying?
got more
Folly
to
Boy,
tell.
Eugene.
Oh yeah,
we
we
still got more to
dude,
tell,
like
but
we
we
gotta
gotta
talk.
talk.
Like, seriously, nah. I admire the vision of the young fellas, man.
Yeah.
It's great to have those conversations. Yes. And Pablo can say so much, bro. Like,
know, right? He
listen,
just said that
you
soaking
put
it all
Pablo on
in.
that spot right there. Listen,
Pablo
there'll
will
be
chime in.
there'll be
I already know.
the debate of a lifetime. Trust me.